Texas?
Well, I had to come here and work in
Oh, for work.
2009.
Only for
Yeah.
work. Okay.
And I fell in love, but it was in
Okay.
Dallas. I worked over at Parkland Memorial in Dallas. And I was like, I could live here. But I just didn't make that transition right away. I said, when these kids get older, I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to move. I'm going to move. But in the interim, I built a home in Ohio. I had
Mm.
a house. I had everything going. So I didn't leave Ohio because life wasn't great. I left Ohio because mainly was because one, I'm going to tell you two things. I met a guy
Okay.
in Chicago and he lived in Houston. He was working
Okay.
on oil tanks and I was working doing what I do at the
Mm.
hospital.
Right.
And I met him through a coworker. It just so happened she's from California, he's from California, and somehow they there together. And she's like, "You want to go do this paint and sip one night in Chicago after work?" And I'm like, "Cool." She's like, "I
Mhm.
got my homeboy here. You want to meet him?" And I'm like, "Well, do he like chocolate women?" Because so we met and we talked. He would visit me in Ohio. I would visit him in Houston. So that's why Houston. But he said he wanted to come to Ohio. And I
Okay.
said, no, this is the perfect transition for me to get up out of here because I already said I needed to get out of Ohio, well, at least Cleveland, because I'm raising a black male. And the city, the streets of Cleveland can be kind of rough. They are rough. I'm not going to even sugarcoat it. Not
Mm.
kind of. They are rough. And
Mhm.
it's a lot of poverty there. It's a lot of, and I know what I instilled in my children and what I do, but also I work. I do think I had my salon was in Ohio as well. I had a loft. We'll get there. But however, I know as they get older, I can't just cuddle him all the time. I got to let him jump off the porch, ride his bike, do some things.
Right. Right.
Give him the same experiences I had. I had bikes, I had skates, we did things. And I always kept my kids in activities, sports, whatever. I always try to do, like my mom said, you always do more than what you had. So I didn't think I didn't triple than what she did for me. And she didn't double what she had for herself for me.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
with that being said, my son, I want him to go outside and ride bikes. I think he has to have a social life. He was always in the grade he's supposed to be in. He graduated like he was supposed to. Yeah,
Wonderful. Wonderful.
everything, but yeah, so he even went to college and he works and he just bought him a new car. Like he has a girlfriend, he has a
Okay.
functional life. Nothing,
All
thank
right.
God. It was
Yes.
rough, but we got there.
That's why I said early detection, early intervention. Parents, don't be too proud for early intervention.
No,
Do,
no.
there's resources out there for a reason. So shout out to your son.
Yeah, it's just a lot,
Mhm.
and the resources helped a lot.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
with that, I'm like, I don't want to bury my son because I could see this happening because I see it happen all around. What's happening. We lived in the hood. We built a home in the hood. Through I had got the home through Habitat for Humanity. So of course I'm
Oh,
in the
okay.
hood, right?
Right, right.
And and then so with that being said, my girl, she's great. She does what she's supposed
Shout
to
out
do.
to your daughter.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but my son, he's a boy. He has friends, and then nothing against nobody. I try not to be judgmental, but a lot of the children in the hood come from different backgrounds. That's just
Oh
not so
yeah.
nice, you
Yeah, yeah.
know. And then you have these kids that's fending for themselves or
Yes.
whatever. But that doesn't mean they can't be friends with these children. And I
Mhm.
always open my door up. My kids, I would tell my kids, you can't go nowhere. If they ain't watching their own kids, they definitely ain't gonna watch you. So
Right.
they come
That's
here.
where discernment come in.
That is when
Mhm.
that was my rule of thumb. They don't watch their kids. Oh no, but they can come over here. They're more than welcome to come over here. And I'm that mom. Like I'm the mom. So their kids will always want to come spend the summers at the house and stuff like that. But even to this day, my son is now 22. Some of those friends are in prison now.
Mm.
Some of the kids that my son went to school with have gotten shot or killed. I couldn't
Mhm.
take that for me. So that was one of
Yeah.
my reasons that I like when that guy said he wanted to come to Ohio and he was looking for jobs in Ohio. No, I want to come to Texas.
Right,
Texas
yeah, let
is
me
where I
yeah,
need to
let
be.
me come over there.
That's
Mhm.
what my spirit was saying. And I'm like, he was like,
Mhm.
well, you don't have to come. I could come because I know you got a lot going on. You got a business. Don't worry about that. I said I could do my job anywhere in the world. My job I could do. And it's feeding Texas, right? People got we can back this stuff up. And so it was all me. It wasn't none of him. He did not
Okay.
pressure me. He wanted
Right.
to come to Ohio. And I was like, no. But I said, what the perfect transition will be when my daughter's graduating high school. going into college, and my son graduated 8th grade, going into the ninth grade. That would be the perfect
Right.
transition for us to
Right.
make that move. And that's what I did do. I got in my car. I left my house. I left the furniture. I left the salon. I left the
So you
salon
started
furniture.
new. You started new.
Everything.
Oh,
The
oh wait,
winter
so you had, oh,
clothes.
so you had the salon already. You had the salon already.
In Ohio, I had a
Oh,
loft through Solar Salon Lofts. I had a loft.
okay.
That's where I started off at. Well, I started
Okay,
off in my
yeah.
back
Yeah,
room.
let's go there. Yeah, don't gloss
Yeah.
over that, Unique.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I started
Yeah.
off in my back room. I have 4 bedroom
Yeah.
house. So I
Yeah.
made that a little because I love doing pedicures. No matter what, that is my passion. That is what I love to do. I'm in love with it. So I started off down there in that not that basement, but in the room on the first floor. I had a bedroom
Mhm.
on the first floor.
Mhm.
And then I'm like, let me look into, I started seeing people with lofts. Let me look into lofts. And then I had a loft out in Mentor, Ohio. Mentor, Ohio is another suburban place out off the lake on the east side, far east side of Cleveland, right? East side of the lake. And so that's where I was at. It did well. The things that I offer, we'll get into that. So that did really, really well. And
Okay.
when it was time to transition, I had to close everything down. And I just told all my clients I'm leaving. They're like, oh my God, don't leave. I'm out of here. So what we did is I got in my car and I packed up what I could pack up far as your underwears,
Yeah, whatever you cook. Yeah, the bare
just
necessities.
the basics in the
Mhm.
box with all our paperwork in it, and I drove into the sunrise because I left in
Mhm.
the morning time. Drove right into the sunrise, and I landed here in Houston, and I haven't looked back, and I don't
Wow.
want to look back. Um, I do go home and visit a lot because my whole family there, my mama there, my daddy there, my whole
Mhm.
entire family. It's just my kids and myself that came here. However, we with the salon, how that came about was I used to go to the Asians like anyone else, the traditional nail salon. And I got tired of feeling rushed because I feel like I work hard for my money. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And I want to
Mhm.
feel good. And I'm that girl. I'm the bells and whistle girl. Like the hot dog. I don't want a hot dog. I want a hot dog with the ketchup, the mustard, the onions, the sauerkraut, the chili.
No
I want
half
it to
stepping.
look good.
You
Yeah.
said chillins?
Chili.
Oh, I'm
No
about to say,
chili.
what's that?
No
What's that? Oh my God.
So whatever
I'm
I
sorry.
do, no, whatever I do is have to be extra.
Yeah. Yes.
That's me. And I love making others feel good in my presence. I'm a high
Mm.
vibrational person. It
Yeah.
used to be a
Yeah.
time that I was, I'm gonna say, a depressed person because in that transitioning, dealing with that son's father and all
Right.
of that at that point and all
Yes.
that's going on, I used to say Advil PM every day. Just to go to sleep, eat a box of
Mm.
turtles, drink a Pepsi, and two
Mm.
Advil PMs, so I could just go to sleep and wake up and do.
Wow.
Like I just
Mm.
didn't. And that didn't. I want to not be here. It's just life wasn't comfortable, and it was a
Right.
transitioning
Mhm.
because
Yes.
I told my mom back in '04, I wanna go to church. I started wanting to go to church. I knew it was something God had for me. I
Yes.
felt it in my inner. I didn't know what it was.
Yes.
And so
Yes.
once you make that transition, life become like it seemed like life become very, very hard for you. Like anything that can come up against you was coming up against me. Anything that I may have liked in my past would try to tempt me. And I just, stayed down and I prayed really hard. And during that period, it was dark for me because it was just like, this can't be life. I knew something inside of me was saying, this could not be life. I want to feel
Absolutely.
what joy feel like. I don't know what joy feel like. I know what happiness feel like because things make you happy. But I want to know what it feel like on the inside. What do joy feel like? And
So it started in Houston. It started there.
no,
No?
I started the transition in '04 with
Oh, oh,
'05 for me. I started finding like in 2010 I started reading more. um I started doing like Black African consciousness because I had a
I
friend.
got you.
He
Oh,
was
okay.
into African consciousness, and at that time, he introduced me into it or whatnot. And I started learning who I am. and I started digging and I wanted to know more. It was just like, you craving for more knowledge, right? And then in 2010, I started reading these books, self-help books like The Master Key System by Charles Hannell, How to Inhibit Your Thoughts and things like that, to get into me, to reprogram my mind. So it started in 2010, but the bust is when I hit Houston.
Okay, got you.
And
Okay.
the clarity came in 2021.
Yeah, thank you for the correction. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So the clarity came in 2021,
Mm.
but it's been a long ride. It didn't happen overnight.
No, right, of
People
course.
see things and they say, "Oh, she's doing this and she's doing that," and I think I should move. It was a journey. It didn't happen overnight because when I first came here, it wasn't great. No, I'm not going to say it wasn't great because the guy that I dated, he made it very comfortable for me. He made it great. However, come to find out, this man was a recovering addict, and I never knew this.
Mm.
And no, then against recovering addicts. But I choose not to want to have dated that because he wound up going back to doing
Oh,
that. And at that moment, that because I come from that background, that
right.
that
You
very
don't want to go
moment,
down that rabbit hole.
when
Mm-mm.
I found out that moment, I
Yeah.
ended it. Like at that
Yeah.
second, at that very
Yeah.
second,
Keep it
at
in the
that,
butt. Right. Yeah.
my grandma said this, Faith. She would say, nip it in the bud. That was her saying, nip it in the bud. And I grew to say, we don't nip buds, we squash seeds. It can never grow.
Okay.
Because buds still got the root.
Still
It'll
gotta
get you
grow.
back.
Right. They still gotta. Yeah. Yeah.
We're
I
gonna
got you.
pull that root and we're
Yeah.
gonna get rid of it.
Yes. Yes.
And that, like I say, it was like a
I like that.
nanosecond. I got rid of that because I'm raising kids. I don't do drugs. I'm not a drug user. So I don't want that in my
You don't
life.
want that. No,
And
you
it gave
shouldn't. Yeah.
it gave me a trigger of my childhood.
Yes.
I don't like what that looked like. And I know we don't got VCRs no more. But I didn't want to be sleeping with no man trying to figure out if he gonna be stealing my VCR. When I wake up, my VCR gone. You know
So
what I'm
go
saying?
on. And the TV.
And
Mm-hmm.
the microwave and the painting on the
Mm-hmm.
wall. No. So
Yeah.
he said, "You cold blooded." Well, call me cold. Go to Ben Top. That's a facility here in Houston.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Go to the Glen Bay,
Work
whatever.
on yourself.
But not me. One thing I
Yeah.
know about me, I can't save you. I can't want for more for you than you want for
Right.
yourself.
Right.
I quit.
That's it.
Tap out. So that was a year after I had got here. That happened about a year and a half, and so and it got rough for me here in Houston, which because at the time I was in contract work, and I was questioning like, should I go back home to myself? And then I said to myself, I'm not going back home because there ain't nothing at home. What am I gonna do at home? What am I gonna do there? And the Lord said to me, I heard in my spirit, you trying to reinvent the wheel. Do what you do best. Open back up the pedicure
That
parlor.
right back where you started. Mm-hmm.
So I found the loft in Cypress, Texas, because that's where I came when I
Mm-hmm.
came to
Mm-hmm.
Houston. It's Cypress, a little suburb. And I found the loft behind the outlet, and that's where I started. And that's how I grew my clientele. I didn't know no one here, Faith. So what I did do before I opened the loft, I started Ubering. I didn't have a car because
Oh.
the man took my car and
He smoked the car?
he bought me the car,
Oh.
right? He bought me the car. I had he bought me the car. It was in his name. But girl,
Okay.
he took this car and
Oh,
drove
wow.
it to the California and crashed it in LA.
Sister, you have really lived. I mean, you met some people, boy. You just came across some people.
And I didn't have a car in here in Houston, Texas. This
Oh
is
my
this is a big
God.
place. It takes 2 hours to wrap around Houston. But I persevered through. I just pray. I just do what I knew what to do. Pray to God, and I just said, forget it.
Yes.
I'm gonna figure it out because one thing about my job, then COVID happened in 2020. This all happened from
Yeah.
September of
Yeah.
2019.
Wow. Ain't that
Then
something?
COVID hit. What January
Like
2020?
in 2020?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the beginning of 2020.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't need a car anyway
You weren't
at this
going
point.
nowhere.
But
Mm-mm.
before COVID hit, I rented a Lyft. So you can rent a car through Lyft and
Mm-hmm.
use it to pick people up. And that's what I did to learn my surroundings, the geographical area, to learn where people is going, what they doing, what's happening, because I knew nothing. I knew no one here, not a soul. But once I did that, COVID hit, and I think I did it. No, I didn't do Lyft during COVID. When COVID hit, because then I started taking calls. I got a job to take calls to help people with their video visits and stuff like that. So I worked that through COVID. God been so good. I never missed a beat.
Mm.
However, it was tight for us. And I'm like, I'm not going back to Ohio. It's nothing there. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
I'm gonna figure it out. It's a will, it's a way. It's too many avenues. And one thing about me, my brain is so big and my creativity is wild. It's too many different things. That's when I heard the Lord say, go back to what you do. That it's already in you. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to ask anybody. It's already in you. All I had to do was search in me. And so I opened up the salon in the middle of COVID.
In the middle of COVID.
It opened
Mm.
up when as soon as the governor said we can open, I was open. Matter of
And
fact, I went and looked at the place exactly, and I
so
opened,
you took that major risk, that Hail Mary risk.
and I'm doing,
Lord.
and I'm not wearing no mask, but I will put. I didn't because I'm gonna also tell you, I opened up that salon. I began to, just post my stuff out there. People
Mhm.
began to gravitate. God sent them to me. That's the only thing I can say. And every time I get a
Right.
client, because I was in this law, I excuse myself. I'll go to the bathroom. And I'm like, thank you, God. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because then I met people. I built a rapport with them and they love the services. I knew the services was going to be great because I always say, Faith, I'm the best in North America. Let's argue. Now,
You better, yeah, you better proclaim it. That's right. You better proclaim it.
and the only reason I say North America is because I haven't been to all the
You
other
haven't been
places
anywhere
that,
else, right?
but I'm gonna
Any,
tell
yeah.
you, I am the best out here on this planet Earth. Okay, when it comes to these pedicures, this is what I do. This is what I was born to do. I learned that we have a divine purpose. Each and every one of us have a divine purpose on this earth. And once you understand your divine purpose and you use it for humanity, you open up
Yes.
unlimited amount of success.
Yes.
So
I agree.
yes. So with that being said, not that my divine purpose is doing people feet, but my divine purpose is pouring into
Service.
others,
Service.
servicing,
Mhm.
loving on them. But in doing feet, it's just something I always done since a very little girl. My auntie would say, "Slough my feet." And she'll go to Sally's as a little girl and she'll teach me how to use the sloughing lotion. And I
Mhm.
just, and you know what's amazing to me?
What's this fascination with you and feet, though? Let me go there. What's that fascination with you and feet?
It's no fascination. I think that's what God. It's no fascination with it because this is you relax. Like I said, that's what I was going to lead up to. When you go
Okay.
somewhere, you go when you want to go somewhere, say a spa, or something. You don't go to get rushed right out, right? You go to relax. You go to feel good. You
Yeah.
work really,
Yes.
really hard for whatever it is you do. My grandmother taught me be the best at whatever it is you do. Be your very best. So if you're gonna be the street sweeper, be the best street sweeper. So I'm
Mhm.
gonna be my best. And when I work really hard for my money, I value that. I need the best service. When I go to get my services and they rush me, I feel like an assembly line. I feel like I was part of the product on an assembly line. Number two, I sit in number two, and before I sit down, it's like I'm back out the door again. I'm like, and my heels are still rough. And then I was And the only thing looked good was the polish. It was just pretty. And it was just,
Right.
and I said, you know what? I got to figure something out. So in that transition in 2020, well, no, in 2017, I heard God tell me, because that's when I opened up the salon in Ohio. Let's say, yeah, that's when I
Right.
first opened
A
up
loft.
from the law, from the
Mhm.
bedroom.
Mhm.
He gave me every pedicure. I have over 18 pedicures. And every night, I'm not lying to you. This may sound crazy, far fetched, and people might think like I'm not a religious nut. But every night I woke up with a different. Every morning I woke up with a different pedicure, and I wrote it down on how to do it, what to use, and then I said,
Mm.
let me look these products up to make sure they can be on people's skin. With
Right.
the
Right.
flowers, with this, with that, the different scrubs, all of it, like God. And then it was just like opening up doors. It's like whatever you into,
You
the
did
door is
thorough
going to open
research.
up.
Mhm.
And so I started doing them on my family and friends. And they like, oh, it felt good, with the rose petals and things like that. And so I just came up with a list of pedicures and I implement them. So it's like, when I call it the pedicure parlor, God
I
gave me
love it.
that name and explore your personal indulgence. It's about you.
Mhm.
Yes,
Yes.
explore your personal indulgence, whatever you want to indulge in. And so I have, and it says signature manicures. That's wrong. I was telling my website guy, they're not 95. That should be signature pedicures. He's still updating. He's still making
Oh, okay.
changes. Yeah.
Okay.
But I have, so that is, it, and how I know this is what I'm supposed to do. I can do it for countless hours and never get tired. Now once
Really?
I leave, I'm exhausted. But when I'm
Right,
doing
right.
it,
Of course, you're human, but you still
once,
love what you do.
but once I'm doing it, I don't get tired. It's like I got more energy, more energy, more energy, more energy. As long as the client's coming, I got the energy to do it. I just absolutely love it. And so my pedicures, like this is the cool cucumber you have brought up. That and all, so I have 18 pedicures. I have 10 signature.
18 different pedicures. That's
I have
amazing.
over 18 actually. But
Mhm.
I have 10 signature. I have 4 basic. I have 3 jelly petties. I have an organic pedicure and a detox pedicure. And every month I will have a monthly featured pedicure. And that may be something that's outside of the 10 signature pedicures. And they $95 and they started off at $45, right?
Right.
And what happened is I provide, so for example, my hopeless romantic. That is called the hopeless romantic pedicure. And that is done with a champagne and rose mineral soak, a champagne and rose scrub,
Oh, that
a
sounds so
champagne
good.
a
Oh,
champagne and
wow.
rose moisture mask, and a champagne and rose buttercream. You soak your feet in fresh rose petals and champagne. The rose
Mm.
oil from the rose petals absorbs into your skin. First of all, it's for, aesthetics as well. But
Yes,
champagne
yes.
is an antioxidant, actually, and it helps soften feet.
Mm.
Um, you soak your feet in that, and then once I do the scrub, I do an vigorous scrub, right? And then from the scrub, I rinse you off, and then I put on a mask. When I put on that mask, that's when you get the steam treatment. The
Okay.
mask, I also layer you with fresh rose petals on your legs. And then the rose oil from the steam and the rose oil absorbing into your skin actually
Mm.
help remove toxins. It helps detox you.
Okay.
And actually, rose oil is good for sensitive skin. And a lot of people don't know, but the bottom of our feet is the access point to all of our major organs.
True. Yes, I knew that.
Yes.
Yes.
So I tell people all the time,
Yes.
and I know a lot of people do know this, a lot don't.
Reflexology, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, but if you're ever in a frenzy within your world within, go outside barefooted and get grounded. That's what they call grounding.
Right.
Give
Mhm.
back to,
Mhm.
give that
Yes.
negative energy
Nature.
to
Mhm.
yeah, and get,
Mhm.
because we're energy, the earth is energy, and just pour it out and get back grounded, get back, stabilize yourself. So that's amazing. When I was a
This
very
looks
little,
amazing. Unique. Just one second, because I just want to insert this real quick because I'm looking at this gallery. I'm looking at and just hearing the um the services that you provide and the details that you get into. I could just tell why you laugh.
because I'm laughing at my clients having a good
Oh,
time.
dancing,
That
yeah.
one always make me laugh every time I see it.
Yeah, but I just wanna just acknowledge, like, the knowledge that you have and the passion that you I mean, the passion that I hear, even when you
Mhm.
talk about it, it's so amazing to me, and this right here, it just looks so wonderful, and I really hope that everyone in Houston, under the sound of my voice, make their way to your salon and make an appointment as we speak. Because yeah, this is amazing, but oh, wait, so continue, I'm sorry, I just want to insert that real quick.
So I did, okay, so let's go back to elementary just a little bit. As a little girl, just naturally I wanted to be a scientist. I
Oh,
love the
okay.
way things come together and work. Even if it's with me with my IT job. I love how the stuff on the back end works on the front end for an end user. You know what I'm saying? It clicks something in my brain. I love the way things combust and just works together. So that's where these pedicures come in at. When you say,
Right.
what is it about the feet? I could do a lot with the foot.
Yes.
Then I
Yes.
can with the hand. And people
Yes.
say they don't touch feet, they got a feet phobia. Well, guess what? The hands touch more things than the feet
Way
touch.
more, way
The
more.
feet is way cleaner than the hands.
Mm.
They may be a little stinky, but I'm gonna be honest with you. That's only from sweat and being closed in. These hands are dangerous. The feet don't do anything. So I don't know why people have that stigma, but
Mm,
I just had to say
mm.
that.
Yeah, I mean, but I understand it, because some people's feet are not as pretty as others. I mean, we all know you've seen many types of feet, Unique.
Yes, I've seen.
You ain't, I mean, I've seen it. I see some of those transitions from your page. I've seen
Yeah.
them. So yes,
Okay.
you have to understand that part of it, that aspect.
I
Yeah.
understand. I got it. I understand it. But it's a humbleness for me. I love it. I love being able to make a person really feel good. They can come into the salon and they can be in a panic because they're running late because traffic here in Texas is really crazy. And they could be like running 10, 20 minutes late and they be thinking I'm going to cancel their appointment. And they come in with a panic. It's
Oh,
gonna be okay.
yeah.
Just have a seat. It's my job now.
Right.
It's my job to help you relax. And by the time
Yeah.
they leave, they feel so good. They be
They
float.
feel so much better.
I don't even think they walk. They float.